Hello everyone. So everybody was messaging me pertaining to a daily timetable which we can have as the exams of June 24 are fast approaching. So ideally this is a timetable which I'm going to provide you which is customizable as per your needs. Okay, but ideally how your approach should be while you're giving the June 24 exams. इसको हम decode करेंगे. So there will be a mixture of Hindi and English both. So it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, now if you look at it, that 80 days are remaining for your exams. Okay, now 80 days means March you have around 20 to 22 days. April you have around 30 days. May you have around 31 days. Okay, now what should be your approach in this particular scenario? Here you have your exams in June. Okay, now here your approach should be to study 5-6 hours. Here it should stretch to 6 to 9 hours, and here it should ideally be 8 to 10 hours. Now here when you come towards your exam, it should be 10 to 12 hours a day. Now to reach 10 to 12 hours, you have to go through this. Okay, today you have to study 5 to 6 hours. This is the minimum time which I am recommending. If you can do 8 to 10 hours from now onwards, the exams will be much smoother for you. ये बात ध्यान में रखना. So from 5 to 6 hours, you're going to study for 6 to 9, and then you are going to study for 8 to 10, and then you are approaching, while your exams are approaching, you're going to take it to 10 to 12 hours. Okay, this should ideally be your approach if you're not consistently studying at all. Okay, जैसे ही हम डेली टाइम टेबल बनाएंगे तो तुमको आइडिया आ जाएगा कि तुम कैसे फ्लेक्सिबल रह सकते हो अपने टाइमिंग के साथ में, एंड हाउ यू कैन अप्रोच इट व्हाइल योर एग्जाम्स come nearby. So you will ideally be able to plan how you can strategize your studies and then proceed with whatever is required at that point of time. Okay, now here we are going to write the daily timetable which you should take while you are understanding it. Okay, now here whenever you're going to write the daily timetable, or this is the whatever the daily timetable is, remember you can be flexible with that timetable. It is not something which ideally should be done. Okay, but this is what I would recommend you, stating how ideally if I was in your place I would have studied in this particular scenario. So let's, you know, look forward and just write it down. So suppose you get at 6:30 to 7 daily course you can do with your bath. If you can have breakfast at this time, then great. Otherwise, you have a separate time for your breakfast. 7 to 9, you should have your session number 1. Ideally, there should be theory because it's fresh in the mind in the morning. Then 9 to 9:30, you should have your breakfast. Okay, and from 9:30 to 12, you can have another session 2, which is your theory or your practical. Anything will do here. Okay, now when you come down again from 12 to 2, you can do, you can have your lunch and you can take a break. From 2 to 3, let's keep a nap or a power nap, because generally what happens is when you eat during this time, there's a possibility that you will sleep as soon as you eat, and if you try to study, you will sleep definitely. So this is what I've kept. You can sleep for 1 hour, then maybe get up at 3, and 3 to 5:30 you can have session number 3, which is your theory or practical, whichever is comfortable to you. Here you're ideally studying for 2.5 hours. Okay. Here you're studying for 2.5 hours. Here you're studying for 2 hours. And again, from 5:30 to 6:30, you should do some kind of physical activity. You can go for a walk, you can run, or play some kind of sports. Okay. Now, after 6:30 to 8:30, you can have your session number 4, which is your practical subject, ideally. And from 8:30 to 9, you should have your dinner. Okay. Now, post that 9 to 10, you can r- revise what you studied in the entire day. Okay, now what is important in all this is, please remember one thing, this revision is the key for your retention. Whatever you have studied in a day, ensure that you're revising it every day so it will be helpful for you. Here also you're going to study for 2 hours, and ideally if you look at it, if even if you do not consider this one, so ideally you're studying for 9 to 10 hours. Okay, 9 to 10 hours a day with proper breaks and enough sleep. 10 you're going to sleep. This is ideally going to be your timetable for the next 3 months, or say 80 days. Now, you can do one thing, you can customize it. Here you can add 2 hours, and then here you can add 2 hours as well. So if you start your day at 8:30, you can sleep at around 12. Some persons are night persons. You can do one thing, you can start at around, they retain more at night. So what you can do is you can start your day at around 10:30 and finish your day around 2. So keep this timetable flexible. You can customize it according to requirement. If you don't want to waste time here, say here between 12 to 3, you can do something here, half an hour you can save, then you can stretch from 2:30 to 5:30. Here you can use social media, some kind of social media will do. Here also you can use some social media while you walk and play. Okay, now this should ideally be your timetable. Don't overload yourself, don't overstretch, don't rush into things, do things at your own pace. And remember, ये जो तुम सेशन 1, सेशन 2, सेशन 3 या सेशन 4 कर रहे हो, इसमें अपनी रीडिंग, राइटिंग, lectures, all whatever is there, you should study in between these. ठीक है, तो this includes everything. This should be your ideal timetable. Okay, this is customizable as per your requirement. जिस दिन तुम्हें ज़्यादा लगता है कि ज़्यादा पढ़ सकता हूँ मैं या कम पढ़ सकता हूँ, तो यू कैन अकॉर्डिंगली एडजस्ट इट, बट ऑन एन एवरेज टारगेट 9 to 10 hours. ऐसा नहीं होगा, कभी कभी तुम्हारा यू विल बी एबल टू स्ट्रेच इट इफ यू आर मोटिवेटेड, कभी कभी उतना हद तक नहीं होगा, बट 9 to 10 hours का जब भी तुम टारगेट करोगे ना, तब जाके तुम अराउंड 6 to 8 hours अच्छे से पढ़ पाओगे. ठीक है, और अभी से तुम आदत करोगे, इफ यू मेक अ डेली हैबिट फ्रॉम राइट नाउ, देन ओनली यू शैल बी एबल टू stretch it up to 10 to 12 hours a day during your exam days. So this should ideally be your timetable till the point you're going to, you know, give your exams. Okay, let me know if you want anything else. I shall be preparing and helping you prepare for the exams. Goodbye and all the best.